Crit and Miss Out of the Abyss is a Dungeons & Dragons actual play livestream and is recommended for mature audiences. It may contain coarse language, adult humour, descriptions of graphic violence, horror themes, supernatural themes, Aussie slang, and more fun stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another episode of Crit and Miss Presents Out of the Abyss, our persistent, long-running Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign of the official Wizards of the Coast campaign module, Out of the Abyss, previously known as Rage of Demons before it was rewritten. I only just remembered that because I saw the book just earlier, so I thought I'd mention that. Yes, I am going to be your host and DM for this evening, as always. And I'm joined by the most ragtag bunch of Townsville's most creative D&D players, and I'd like to introduce them to you really quick. Let's start off with everyone's favourite musician, Mark. Mark, how are you, man?
Yeah, good, man. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Why? Oh, well, I do have a little touch of the COVID.
You've got the Toby flu.
Yeah, a little bit. Still good, though. Bit of fever on the first couple of days, but I'm feeling pretty good now.
It gets everyone eventually.
Yeah, certainly does. The whole house has got it. It's a bit of fun.
I was thinking about changing Toby's character's name to Patient Zero.
I missed something here.
No, I just decided to pin the whole COVID pandemic responsibility on you, Toby. And that's a good segue. Toby, how are you, man? Thanks for joining us.
Love being the center of
center of attention.
I think it's great. Center of attention. Center of fucking everyone's hateful knife throw. It's fine.
You love bringing the whole world economy to a grinding halt.
Yep, that's what I do, baby. All day's work.
It's what you do. Hey, it's that smile of yours, man. It's infectious.
COVID-19.
And speaking of people who are 19, Grace, how are you?
You're off by 2 years.
That's pretty close. You said that I was three times older than you were, so you were off by a couple of years. I'm just sticking to character.
Nay, I said 5.
You said, I think, quote me, I'm quoting you right now, sorry. You said she three times older than you.
Yeah, several of us were 3 times older.
Which would make you 100.
Yeah, that sounds about right, yeah. I reckon.
Yep.
It feels like it's right.
That's pretty... Yeah, you're all like 100, so...
Yeah, I mean... Every time I look in the mirror, there's more grey here, and I'm just. Do I age gracefully or gracefully? Do I age gracefully, or do I start? Asking Grace for tips on how to dye hair so I can dye my beard? I'm thinking maybe I'll just copy you, half purple, half whatever the other color is. What do you call that? No,
it's not funny.
Not a good look.
Not a funny joke. That's not a funny joke.
It's not the first time I've heard that. Speaking
I don't
of,
feel like he's joking.
Speaking of jokes, Ramy, what's up, man?
Good.
I only say that because you've got the best jokes. I'm not saying that you're a joke.
Ow.
I'm the survivor. Everyone's gonna be laughing, but I'll be the last one, the last original character holding the team together.
You are you're definitely the Beyonce of the group, for sure.
It's hard to die when you're being carried.
Ouch.
Little TLC throwback there for you.
I carried you out of your cell. Carried you in the fight. Literally, yeah. It's just.
It's almost like you're the cleric of the party, carrying everyone like you do. Amazing.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
certainly more useful at it than our cleric ever was.
Certainly.
yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to play a little bit of music for you guys just to keep things a little bit interesting. I think that might be a little bit too loud. Bear with me while I turn that down. Yep, definitely too loud. There we go. That's better. All right. So I like to start every episode with a little bit of banter. We haven't been doing it of late because I've just been launching straight into the gameplay. But I know the people, they've been missing it. I've been getting email after email saying, Sven, where's the banter? Because that's really the heart and soul of Out of the Abyss. So we're going to bring it back tonight. Just briefly, I want to ask you a question. In turn. Do you believe in the supernatural? Let's start with Toby. Should point that way. Toby, do you believe in the supernatural? Ghosts, UFOs, vampires, perhaps?
I mean, UFOs, yeah, ghosts and vampires. Sometimes I would like them to be real, but no, I don't.
You would like them? It would be cool. It'd be horrifying and terrible, but it would be cool. So UFOs, little green men in spacesuits, or something else entirely?
There's got to be every other type. Star Wars is real, and it's coming to us soon. So.
Oh yes, don't tempt me like that. What about you, Grace? Supernatural? Do you believe in it?
100%.
You do?
I don't know. I just think there's some things that can't be explained, and I'm a big spiritual person, and I don't know, I get the heebie-jeebies on a constant basis. There's a part, if you live in Townsville, you'll know that the old mental hospital, every time I walk past it, I feel sick to my goddamn stomach.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I'm gonna second that.
how can I not? How can I not?
How can you not? Well, I can tell you how, but I won't get into it. So Mark, that sounds like you're into the supernatural. I don't mean the TV show. I mean the spooky things that go bump in the night.
That was a cool TV show as well, yeah. But look, I'm sort of, it depends on my mindset at the time, but generally, yeah. Like there's well more out there than what we're aware of, but it also comes down to the fact that scientifically we can only detect like 0.01% of everything that exists around us with our 5 senses. So there has to be more going on because we can't possibly perceive it all. So all that other stuff would be in there somewhere. I don't think it's necessarily supernatural. I think it's just beyond what we're aware of and what we can understand.
It's just beyond our ability to sort of perceive, as it were, beyond maybe snippets every now and then. So what do you make of stories of the Mothman and Bigfoot and ghosts and all that kind of stuff?
I mean, they could be all sorts of things. In the case of ghosts, I mean, like, spirits could be a very real thing. We don't know what happens to us after we die. The energy that motivates our body could still keep moving and have some kind of essence after it. So maybe it hangs around for a little while before it moves on and causes some phenomena. Maybe people are tuning into frequencies of the experience that it's just there that other people can't, and so they're seeing something strange. Because that's the only way that their brain knows how to process it into an image, that we can then describe, because that's what humans do. Just so
you I wasn't laughing at what you were saying just now. I was laughing because I finally just realised what you had up on your screen there. I'm hoping Sarathel believes in the supernatural and that he can come back.
He most certainly does. I mean,
awesome. What about you, Ramy? I fail to believe that you don't believe in the supernatural with a mustache like that.
Nah, supernatural, no way.
No,
there's so much just science behind it all. There's no proof. If there's something out there, or spiritually, we would have had pretty hard evidence with UFOs and stuff. How many governments are starting to come out and say that they've seen stuff that they can't explain, and the universe is so big that we can't be the only hunk of rock in space that hasn't got life. So maybe not intelligent life scanning us, but who knows?
Yeah, there's definitely
no ways.
There's definitely something there. You measure, you understand whether or not something is real by whether or not you can measure it. Now the problem with UFOs is well, you can perceive it, but you can't really measure it. Like it's always, you never know where it's going to be. It doesn't follow any particular pattern of any sort that anyone's been able to figure out or be able to predict it. That's the thing. That's what makes it so weird.
Also, once you figure out what it is, it ceases to be a UFO.
Yeah, because then it's just an FO, right?
Yeah, totally.
We all like to say FO because this is a crit and miss stream. So anyone who's watching this, if you're 16 years or younger, stop watching this. Go find better parents who monitor what you're watching a little bit better, because this is a stream, and I've started putting little disclaimers up on the starting soon screens where we like to swear every now and then, because we are at our very core Australian streamers. It's just what we do. Give us a little sample of some Australian slang swearing, Toby.
Just slang swearing is like a.
Well, I don't know.
Just
impression.
Just give us your best swearing in an Aussie accent.
You put me on the spot. I don't.
Best Geordie accent.
It's not
Go,
fair.
just do the best Geordie accent. You'll nail it on the head.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, I know you watch that all the time. Yeah,
Nah, fart. Now, yeah, you put me on the spot now. I can't think of anything.
you have it on your playlist right after Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Geordie. Yeah.
I've got one,
yeah.
but we might alienate half any American viewers we have.
All right, let's not do that yet. Let's get a few American viewers first before we start alienating them. Grace, what do you got for me?
Yes.
Come on, you know a few swear
Me?
words. Yep.
I mean, only the one no, just kidding. I know swear words. I mean, we have to go with the classic. I'd
Yep.
say my favorite is definitely fuck.
There you go.
Because why not?
There you go. See how hard was that, Toby? All you had to do was say fuck.
I said fuck, to be fair.
Oh, did you? Oh,
say
I missed
fuck
that. It just sounds so much worse when it comes out of Grace's mouth, because she's got like the little cute kitty ears and all that kind of stuff. So whenever she says fuck, it's like my parents are getting me in trouble or something like that. Anyway. Oh, my music stopped. Stop stopping. Keep playing.
No.
Let's change that to loop. There we go. That's better. Who's ready to dive into some Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition stuff?
The dead guy floating on the water
Dead
certainly
guy
is.
floating on the water right there. Wonderful. All right, so I've got a little bit of a wordy recap that we've got to go over. I think it's about time we got into a little bit more detail in the recap. Just so everyone who's joining us for the first time tonight, or watching for the first time on YouTube, or listening on Spotify, you have a little bit of an idea about what's going on. You don't have to go back and watch it all if you don't want to, though I highly recommend it. It is a lot of fun. So let's just dive into it. I want you to dive off the cliffs of your imagination and just fall into the darkness as Serathel did. But please don't hit the ground and die. So,
It's good you can't see me right now.
yes. Our story began in the Underdark, an expansive system of labyrinthine tunnels that honeycomb beneath the lands of Faerun. The heroes found themselves prisoners of the Drow, a race of elves banished long ago to the Underdark. Known and feared for their cruelty, this band of desperate heroes quickly gather together their fellow inmates and attempt to break free from their dreaded confines. Some might say disastrously. But eventually they make good their escape after one of the party members, the Tabaxi barbarian Thrash the Troublesome, is set free by a scarred Drow veteran. The Drow High Priestess, it seems, had a particular interest in a small trinket carried by Thrash, a very last heirloom of her lost parents. Now free, the party decide their best course of action is to head to the relative safety of a Myconid colony, known only to the residents of the Underdark as Neverlight Grove, where on the advice of one of their Drow companions, they should be safe while they regroup and seek a way to escape from this dangerous and hostile environment. Along the way, another one of the party members, Perseus, a human cleric who's been suffering from strange dreams and portents, is delivered a request by a mysterious figure in the form of a dream. Go back whence you came, and deliver unto me the head of a demon, and prove you're worthy of the Tempest Mantle. Curious about this entity's motivations, Serathel, Lady Aethera, and Perseus head back the way they came, and follow a sign left by the drow indicating the presence of a demonic entity. Serathel Duskren, the half-elf paladin and champion of the Tal Ashran, enigmatic deities of the Talgain, falls while trying to cross a massive ravine. Aethera and Perseus go on to kill the demon known as a Balgura when Perseus bloodied and bruised uses his new powers to knock the creature into that same ravine, apparently killing it. Lady Aethera, a Shadowkai wizard / warlock, who came to the Underdark on her own volition, finds a tome detailing mad arcane experiments, seemingly referencing a device known as the Blackstone. Returning to the group, they all decide to quickly forget Serathel, having decided he was simply inept at living, and his death was inevitable.
Hey.
Anyway, they continue on their way. When somewhere in the darkness ahead, they can hear a sound. Moving to investigate, Aethera and Thrash, accompanied by a talkative deep gnome called Jimjar, are caught in a collapse, cut off from the rest of the party by tons upon tons of sheer stone. And that's where we pick up tonight's story, ladies and gentlemen. How'd you like that little recap that I wrote in 2 minutes flat?
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Do you like that, Mark?
Yes. And to be fair, it's true. He was rather inept at living.
He was quite adept at a lot of things. Just living was not one of them, unfortunately.
No. Nor was playing the lute, despite his proficiency.
And next t-shirt has to be like inept at living. I want that.
Oh yes, see,
Yes.
Grace already suggested
Yes.
that, so I'm gonna.
Yes.
I'll get on it. So guys, we have a brand new merch store. Thanks to Stream Elements, and the link for that is in the chat. It's a little bit bare at the moment. I'm still making new designs as we go, but right now you can pick yourself up a Grace Beam shirt, hoodie, mouse pad, coffee mug, and we also have Crit and Miss shirts available for you as well. So pick those up. Represent our favorite D&D stream. Alrighty. So let's get started, shall we? Is there anything anyone wanted to ask before we dive into it? Did I miss anything?
When do I come back to life as like a super awesome something?
Mm-hmm.
Serathel the White.
Sorry, you're talking to the wrong DM, buddy.
Damn it!
You want that? You want mud?
Yeah, true.
I'm not that
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Then let's just get straight into it, shall we?
Rock and roll.
And we. Oh, it might be a little bit loud. Let's check the volume on that. That should be all right. Okay. So we open up to the sound of a gentle babbling brook. In the total darkness, we can see a small river flanked on either side by sheer cliffs. Running parallel to the stream is a small embankment comprised of igneous rocks washed downstream by the eternally flowing waters, rather. And we can see a single figure, hunched and cloaked with a hood drawn up, obscuring their visage. They stop, regarding a shape lying there on the riverbank. Its features indistinguishable in the darkness. The figure stands there, regarding this formless shape on the ground. One second while I wrangle my notes. Stands there, regarding the formless shape on the ground. They kneel down beside it. What a waste of a good puppet. You served your gods into the very end, praying even as you fall. But where are they now? Only she can deliver you. Only she can ebb the tide of tyrant gods. I won't let such a good puppet go to waste. And your story isn't over yet. Come. We have a wedding to prepare for. The figure reaches down and draws the form up over their shoulder, lifting it from the ground. As they stand, we can hear the sound of footsteps as the figure continues walking. We pan down, and in the black and white of our collective dark vision, we see a shield broken in half, lying there where the figure just stood a moment ago. And on it, we see Serathel Duskgrin's holy symbol, now splintered with the force of the impact, its pieces shattered among the stones.
I'm not at all terrified.
Nor should you be. This is a good friend of yours. That was fun.
Yes.
There you go. Alright, so...
That wasn't horrifying.
Okay, okie dokie then. Let's...
There's a wild
let's-
magic surge on the board already.
Oh, there we go. Wild Magic Surge. Thank you,
Beauty.
Future Viewity. Thank you very much for pronouncing that for me correctly, Mark, because I would have butchered that.
I was fully guessing. I hope I got it right.
Let's go. No, that sounds about right. So we need a Wild Magic Surge. We've already got one on the table, just to catch everyone up. So with the Wild Magic Surge, like Future Viewity just gave us, we've got 2 Wild Magic Surges on the table. We have a healing potion on the table. We have I think that's a natural 20 for you guys, and we have a natural 20 for me. Still to go, guys. That carried over from the previous episode. And we...
No, carry over.
Yes, they're going to carry over. Otherwise, I feel like I'm robbing the viewers of their redemptions if I get rid of them. Just point of order. I still don't want to have more than 1 natural 20 on the table, just so everyone knows. But we'll get to that bridge when we we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Just to catch everyone up, so there was a cave-in. Lady Aethera and Troublesome find themselves separated from the rest of the party, along with their deep-known companion Jimjar. On the other side of tons of rock, we have Perseus, who is there with Derendil, Bapido, Eldith Feldrin, Sushar, Stool, and Topsy. Now, in the previous episode, Thrash the Troublesome had just used one of her brand new powers at level 3 to cast a spell called Speak with Animals. And she found a little lizard, and she basically gave it instructions to carry her pendant of rank, which she has on her as a mercenary background, through the rubble to whoever it can find. Does that sound about right, Grace?
Yeah, I think I did tell it specifically to look for Perseus and gave it a general description. But yeah, other than that.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Yeah. Anyone else have anything to add to that? No? All good? Alright, so Perseus,
man.
You're there, and you're like trying to dig through the debris as best you can, moving as many of the rocks as you can, and Eldith is there by your side. Good night, Future Viewity. Thank you for joining us. I'll catch up with you again soon. If you have any questions, make sure you join our Discord. Send us a message through there, and we can chat. Ooh, that's too loud again. Let's turn that down a little bit. There we go. That's better. And yeah, that's where you find yourself. Eldeth is sort of like pulling away as many of the stones as she can. What are you doing, Perseus?
I'll turn back to Sushi. But is there another way around? Do you know of a way that can bypass this that will lead us back to the same spot?
Are you talking to Eldeth?
To Susha, because he's
To
been
Susha.
guide so far.
Susha sort of steps up beside you and he says, I can't think of any other way around this. I'm sorry. He seems sort of flustered. He seems like he is maybe a little bit upset. That he sort of maybe he feels like it's a little bit his fault what happened. And oh shit! As you turn to Susha, you hear Eldith call out to you, and she's like, Perseus, look!
What is it?
Turn around, and you look, and crawling from between like a crack in some of the stone, you can see this tiny little lizard, and it's like dragging something along behind it. What's that? Says Eldith, pointing towards it.
Reach down to the lizard, see what it's got. Dragging.
And as you reach down towards it, you see the lizard just suddenly drop it, and it just scampers off back into the rocks. And you reach down and you pick it up, and it's like some type of metallic emblem. Actually, Grace, why don't you describe what this thing looks like?
I guess it would be about yay big fabric, and it would have two bloody axes crossing each other. You would probably have absolutely no idea what this is, but you know.
Well, you know what? Why don't we roll a luck die just to see, maybe, because you guys have been traveling for a few days now. Maybe you've let slip that you were a member of this party, just in one of the moments that we didn't sort of cover with roleplay. So, why don't I get you, Perseus, to roll a D100 for me. If it's a 60 or above, you know about this.
It would also probably have captain on it, but
No, you've never seen this thing before in your life.
I have no idea what this is.
What's that?
It must be one of their belongings. Maybe the rocks crushed them, and there's this little lizard thing managed to get something off their corpses.
Let me have a look.
Really?
And Eldith holds out her hands.
Yeah, that's to her.
She catches it and she opens it up in the palm of her hand, regarding it. Now, you did say that the blood axes, these were dwarven mercenaries, right?
they are. In fact, it was established by dwarves. Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to roll a D100 now. If it's a 40 or above, she'll know about this. She at least knows what it is. Wow. You wouldn't read of it. A 100. Amazing. That's a good way for a DM to start a game. She opens up her palm and she sort of regards it in the darkness of this cavern. You've got a little bit of light, so maybe there's some light glinting off it from Perseus's well, I don't know what to call it, backpack light. And she holds it up.
Stuff, yep.
Your Gandalf staff. And she's like, "Yeah, I've seen this before. This is it's an emblem of the Blood Axes. It's a mercenary company. But never seen one down here before. What's it doing here? As far as I know, there's no one that was with us that was a member of the Blood Axes. Maybe it got dislodged in the rockfall or something like that."
It was buried. I did hear some like muffled voices. Maybe it was some of them moaning out in pain. We have to get these rocks moved.
Susha at that moment sort of steps up and he's like, "Do you think that's wise? I think maybe we need to face the possibility that we may not be able to get to them." And Eldeth speaks up and she looks towards like all this rubble and debris that's fallen here, and she's like, We know that they're still following us. The drow, it's going to take days to move all of this, even if we had the equipment for it. I think Susha's right. I think maybe we might have to move on and hope we get lucky and maybe they're still alive. Maybe we'll meet them again, but I don't think we have the time to waste. Or to spare, rather.
They know we're going to the Grove at least, so they should meet us there.
Exactly.
So do you know a place? Do you know if we can bypass this? Is there a way that you know if we can go around it?
He looks around and he's like, here, no, but I have not been this way for a long time. It is possible that a new cavern has opened up alongside this one. We could spend some time looking around, but I'm afraid Eldrith might be right. The more time we spend looking around, the more we risk capture by the drow. And just imagine that that stool has sort of used his spores sort of throughout the day to keep you guys so that you can understand what everyone's saying. And now Papido steps up as well. He's like, What's going on? We don't have time to spare. We should keep going. It's very unfortunate, very sad. Yes, that they're gone. Yes, but we should keep going. They're not the first ones to die down here, and they won't be the last. But we will definitely be joining them if we stay here.
Alright. Everyone, get your things. We're going to try and find another way around. Backtrack to that junction we came to a little while ago, and we'll see if it leads another way around.
So we're going back the way we came then?
Have to.
And you see Bapido, he sort of sighs and buries his hand in his head. And he gives a little bit of a sideways glance over at Sareth, who I forgot to put on the board there, but he's there as well. And Elder's like, right then, that's what we're going to do. Everyone, get your stuff together. We're going to go back. We're going to see if we can find a way around. And at that, we cut back towards Thrash and Lady Aethera. Why don't we...
And someone else as well. We had the ranger come up with us.
You had Jimjar go with you.
Oh, Jimjar, that's correct.
That's
yep.
right, yep. So let's go, to, I think it's this map right here. Go to there. So where we left off, Lady Aethera, you just felt like some water pooling around the back of your feet. And I imagine the two of you now, or at least Thrash and Jimjar, are there at the collapse, sort of trying to dig your way through or something like that. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if it looks like it's going to be doing more damage, or it's like, you know, when you dig sand away and the sand just keeps falling in.
Yep.
If it's like that, then yeah, I'd cut it away. I'll be like, we need to find another way out.
Yeah, I don't even need a check for this. You're digging, and it's exactly as you describe. You pull away a rock, more sort of falls down again. You pull another one away, and more sort of falls down again. And you're digging, and you can see that some of the slabs of stone here are massive. We're not talking about just like fist size. We're talking about like half a building size worth of stones. Like, you guys were lucky to get out of this pretty much unscathed. But Thrash is quite impulsive, so she's like pulling away some of the stones, and she's digging and she's digging. When all of a sudden, Thrash, you hear something padding in the water up behind you. And Thrash, you hear, "Help! Help! Help! Who are you? Help! Who are you?" And the rest of you, Jimjar and Aethera, all you hear is a dog barking. Woof! 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 Off! 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 What do you do?
Well, at least we've got some food now, guys.
Thrash who has been madly clawing at this wall, like literally using all her strength to pile away, stops for a second and turns to where the noise is coming from, and she just ignores everyone and walks past to go towards this thing.
And I sent the image to the game log just now, and you see this dog, and it's got like all this. Not like a saddle, but it's like a saddle bags, like sort of hanging on the side. And Thrash, as you approach it, you can hear it's barking, but with your speak with animals, you can hear like a voice speaking in common, sort of overlaid over the top of its barking. It's like, "Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?" And it takes a step back as you approach it.
I'm just gonna be like, "Oi! Calm down. My name's Thrash. Just calm yourself. Seriously. Like, sit, do whatever it is you dogs do. Just calm. How can I help? Just...
I'll tell you what, give me an animal handling check and give yourself advantage on that one as well for your speak with animals.
I can...
Just for those people listening there.
That's a 20.
Ooh, 20. Good. And for those people listening on Spotify, they sort of found themselves in this 5 foot wide, give or take, corridor that travels from east to west for, what is it, about 50 odd feet, and there's sort of like a cave in on either side. And the dog sort of like sits down for a second. And it's like, Master, help! Stuck! Come on! And it gets up, and it starts like padding off towards the north. And it stops, and it looks back towards you, and it's like, help! What do you do?
Dash just sort of looks at the dog and she's like, I don't really think there's a point in like breaking out, but you can help me get rid of all these rocks on the wall, because maybe then we can help each other, but it's not really looking really great at the moment.
There's
must
sort
have
of
come from somewhere. I'm gonna start like moving down the tunnel.
Yeah,
the tunnel was empty, and then it's just popped out.
So you can see there's actually an opening there that sort of opens up into a slightly wider cavern, and it's just like full of more debris. I'll give you a little polygon reveal of what that looks like. So Lady Aethera, when you move over to there, you can sort of see that. And the dog starts padding off towards the north and stops again, and stops and turns back towards you, and it's like, Come on! Help! What do you do?
Let's go, guys. Thrash, do you want to take the front?
Sort of turn to Thrash, just sort of turn and Jim Jar, and is like, yeah, sure, why not?
And
Just
just
a big, strong one.
Just to clarify, Lady Aethera, you can't actually understand what this dog is saying. You just see a dog barking at you, and like Thrash is talking to it.
Yeah, but like, so I see myself in this chamber, and this is the only way to go. So I'm like, well, obviously this leads somewhere.
All right. So do you?
Yeah.
You're gonna follow the dog off towards the north? Yeah. All right.
I'm waiting for Thrash to
Yeah.
go because she's big, strong, and is way more durable than me.
Thrash just sort of turns to Aethera and Jim Jar, and she's like, we're following the dog. We're following the dog. I'm gonna follow the dog. You guys can do whatever, but I'm following the dog. He seems to know where he's going. And then Thrash just sort of picks up her axe and slings it over her back and starts following the dog.
Come on! Come on! And the dog heads up towards the north, and at the northern end of this intersection it sort of branches off towards the east, or towards the northeast, and to the west, and it heads up towards the northeast and disappears around a corner. Yeah, what do you want to do now?
I guess we'll just continue following it, but Thrash will sort of yell out, "Slow down, I'm not fast.
And it's
Not
sort of,
built for speed."
it doesn't stop. It's funny because you're a tabaxi and you literally are built for speed, but anyway.
She is a tank. Tanks move slowly.
Also a barbarian who in a couple of levels is going to get plus 10 to your movement speed.
Not yet, she's not built for speed. She is built for big damage dealing in a stationary kind of way.
And you can see the dog is sort of like...
I don't know. That's
That's
just
a
how I
barbarian.
built her.
So barbarian.
I don't think she's very fast.
The dog was like covered in like dust and debris, and it sort of... The water has just like sort of created this thin layer along the ground of this cavern now, and it sort of just splash, 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 and you can hear it splash off towards the north, east. Go ahead and do whatever you want to do.
Well, I'll go then, and I'll start to hit follow.
I'll follow it. Do you guys...
All right, give you a
Yeah, I
little,
said I was going.
Oh yeah, you can move your character. You can put him up there if you want to do that. All right, so I'll reveal a little bit more of what you can see. You can probably see. Oh, I'll just reveal the whole thing, because as you sort of reach that intersection, Thrash and Athera, all of a sudden you can hear the sounds echoing down the hallway of combat, and you look down the hallway, and the dog sort of makes its way up there and stands like in the corner over here, and it's just like barking. It's like woof, 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 and you can see there's like a humanoid man, and he's sort of standing there, and there is also, I'll unhide that, a pair of what appears to be like these grey sort of amorphous sludge-like creatures, and they're sort of advancing on this man, and oh, I hit him. Toby, what does this person look like?
Yes, you see about a 6'5" light-skinned human-looking man. He's got these like kind of metallic shoulder pads on that look like they probably protect next to nothing on him. He has his fur coat going over his his right shoulder, so like goes and flows down to a cape, and he's got this big, massive great axe on his back, and on his face you can see this like kind of like God of War tattoo on like the left side of his face. It goes from like his cheek up into his black hair that you can't see the rest of.
Sort of like a red sort of tattoo type thing.
Like a war paint tattoo. You can't really tell at this sort of distance, but yeah.
All right, and yeah, you see these two sort of amorphous like blobs of like ooze, and they're sort of advancing on this man. Why don't we roll for initiative?
Let's do it.
You'd never ask.
What's on?
Oh, that's not very good.
All right, let's have a look. So, for those listening at home, Toby, what did your character get?
I got a 19.
I got a 19. Not a bad start. Why don't you roll it as well? Everyone's good friends. Mark?
Alright. Do you want me to roll it and just add a number with a d20?
Yeah, that's fine. However you want to roll it.
There's the D20, which is that plus 2, so 20 total.
20 total. Athera, what did you get?
I got an 18.
18. And Thrash? Oh, she doesn't have her headphones on. Not sure why.
She got an 8.
Thrash got an 8. Brilliant. So, starting off this very first round of combat is Toby. What does this man do? You see these two sort of grey, amorphous sort of creatures, and they're sort of advancing on you, and you can see like these tendrils. Think Venom. They're sort of like
Oh,
moving
dude, I
towards
just watched Let There Be Carnage like earlier today.
Well, there you go. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, oh fuck. Kill it with fire.
What do you do?
Yeah, you see him reach onto his back and unsling this big, war axe. It looks like just like sort of an ornate wood covers axe that's like huge, and he just kind of mumbles something under his breath and then strides towards this one, and then he is going to rage as a bonus action, and then I'm going to attack this one right in front of me.
All right.
My great axe.
Now, I guess I have to bring up its stat block and actually know what it can and cannot do. That's not the correct stat block.
I heard it had like 10 HP and 10 AC.
Oh yeah, okay.
All type of damage.
I'll take that under advisement. Thanks, Ramy. All right. So you're making an attack against this thing. What did we roll for that attack?
21 to hit.
21 to hit. Yeah. Believe it or not, this thing doesn't have a very high AC. What are you hitting it with your axe?
Great axe, yeah, just a big over the head, like splitting wood cut straight into it for not much damage, 8 damage with the extra 2 from rage.
8 points of damage. All right. Let me see if it has any resistances or anything like that. No. Okay, that's fun. But I will tell you something. It's just a standard great axe, right?
It is.
Your damage, yeah, I mean your weapon rather, as you sort of cleave this thing in half, you go straight through it and you hit the rocks underneath it, and it sort of like molds its way around. You do see like some of it like splat and like turn like a deeper color of grey and then turn to dust and sort of like fall off the wall behind it. But you withdraw your axe, and when you look at it, you can see like some of the steel is starting to oxidate on your axe, and you touch it and it just like crumbles away, crumbles to dust, as your weapon takes a permanent -1 penalty to damage rolls.
Oh,
That's neat.
that sucks for anyone who uses melee weapons.
Yes, it's this is not going to be a good situation.
Hey, Thrash.
Change that.
And
Hey,
you guys see this
I
happening
know.
as well. You see this man just sort of cleave down on this thing, and he draws his axe back, and you can see like the metal of his axe instantly start to oxidate, and like you can see like flakes of rust just falling off of his axe. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Yeah, he's gonna look at his axe that's like starting to oxidate and wither away. He's gonna put it on his back and then look at this thing like, you fucking broke my axe, and then that's his turn.
All right.
Fist ready.
Gets ready. Then, Lady Athera, you see this happen. You're up. It's your turn. What do you want to do?
Gonna tick up. Then I'm gonna bonus action hex this bad boy. Boop. And then smash it with an Eldritch Blast. Beep. For a 16 to hit.
So which one are we hexing? The one on the east or west?
The one closest to the chonky boy.
Chonky boy? Alright, so the one closest to him. Let's put a little token or something on that. And you're hitting it for 16 to hit for 12. Oh, wait, no. Why is
No,
there
that was-
great axe damage there? 16
Sorry,
to
that was me
hit.
trying to...
So mine is 12 damage
Ooh,
plus
nice.
5, so 17 damage of Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, so you sort of stretch your hand out and you can see that sort of black mystical energy as it swirls up from like your bicep and it sort of coils around your arm and you're like whoosh, and it sort of streaks to the darkness and sort of slams into this thing. Let's just say for gameplay's sake, because I forgot to cover this before we got started, Korax, you would probably have some type of light going on, light situation. You've lit a torch and threw it on the ground, so this area that you're currently in is properly lit.
For other reasons, let's assume that he doesn't need that.
Okay, let's for other reasons assume that he doesn't need that. Alright.
How far did I move? I moved.
And as you move into that chamber, Lady Aethera, you can see towards the northern end of the chamber, trapped beneath like a pile of rubble, another figure, which isn't coming up in the... Wait, there we go. Can you see it now?
Hey!
There's like a large stone slab which is dislodged from the ceiling above. You assume probably during the collapse that you guys experienced or during that sort of seismic activity. And you can sort of see like a humanoid figure sort of trapped underneath this slab. It's sort of like lying on his chest. And he seems to be like having trouble like breathing at the moment. What does this person look like? Mark.
Okay, so this person is rather large, probably about 7 or 8 feet tall. Humanoid, but definitely not human. He's a furball. Very, very fuzzy, very furry, kind of pale blue-grey skin, yellow eyes if he happens to glance up. Sort of like padded fur and leather shoulder pads, and a cloak to go with. What parts of his other clothes you might be able to see that are sticking out from underneath the things are all sort of patchwork, like there's holes that have been crudely patched and stitched together. But he is wearing, as much as it's a bit older looking and dinged up, a breastplate with some very familiar colouring and perhaps a symbol you guys might recognise from the Order of Talashrin that Serathor once belonged to.
Alright, so that's what you see.
Also, if anyone wants a closer look, have a look at my picture now. That's the guy.
Alrighty then. So what did you roll for your initiative? You rolled 20 or something like that. Yep. I am going to put you at the top of the next round.
Yep, sweet.
Alright. So that brings us, unless Lady Aethera wants to do something else.
Back it up 5 feet.
Backing it up. Alright. It's gonna be my thing's turn. Which one's that? Let's have a look. Ooh, that one. That's fun. So it sort of starts like rolling across the grounds, like sort of like these tendrils of ooze just sort of lap over the top of each other. Oh, Modru redeemed another wild magic surge. Guys, you're loving the wild magic surges.
Yeah.
Chuck that up on the table. There we go. I feel like I'm sort of punishing the magic users then. Oh, and Modbrew also redeemed a health potion. Thank you very much, Modbrew. The guys are going to need it. We love you. So it's another health potion. There you go. You got 2 health potions now, guys. It's going to like tendrils of weird, disgusting grey ooze like sort of lap over the top of each other in this sort of natural cavern as it makes its way up behind you, Toby, and it's going to make an attack. As it sort of lashes out at you with one of its tendrils. That's going to be a 20 to hit, which I'm pretty sure is going to be a hit. Alright, so you're going to take... Alright, not too bad, not too bad. 3 points of bludgeoning damage. And you're also going to take
1 because I'm raiding.
7 points of acid damage.
Ooh, yep.
Ouch.
And let me ask you this, because I wasn't really paying that close of an attention when you described them. Are you wearing metal armor?
I am wearing metal armor, but it's not enough to actually give me any armor benefits. So, gameplay-wise, I'm not wearing armor because I'm unarmored, but I have like a metal football shoulder pad.
Okay, all right.
going on.
I'd say that's probably too high for this creature to be able to reach. It sort of lashes out at you with one of the tendrils, and it just sort of like whips you across the small of your back, and you can like hear and like feel it as it corrodes the small of your back. It's like, and then it's going to be my other one's turn, and it's going to do the same thing. Oh, and I forgot to add that it is currently flanking you, so it's going to get a juicy little +2 to hits. It's going to need it.
No.
16 is a miss. This other one misses you. So then we go to the next person, and it is Thrash the Troublesome. You're up. You see this. You see like a man, or what appears to be some type of person, sort of trapped under some debris in the northern end of the this open natural chamber, and you see someone else fighting these sort of grey oozes, and the dog's like standing up in the corner, and it's just like barking.
What's it saying?
It's just saying, get away, get away, get away, leave them. It seems to be barking
Okay,
at
so
the
it's looking
creatures.
Well, obviously Thrash, seeing that, like, this dude is a barbarian, like, obviously she's one, so she can tell, and she could see that his axe has started getting, like, corroded, and she's like, fuck that. And so, for the first time in this campaign, and probably never again, Thrash will be playing the ranged weapon game. She was like, I'd like to rage, and then I'd like to take a shot at it with my crossbow.
Okay, all right, okay, I like it. Let's take a shot. I imagine you got pretty good dex, right? You must be able to. It'll be pretty handy with a crossbow.
Well, I mean, I think like Thrash is an assassin, so I purposely made her pretty dexterous.
You know what? We can look at that. Let's look at that for the first time. There we go. Yeah, so you got a +4 to your dexterity, so that's not too bad.
Yeah. I got an 8, so that's not doing anything.
Alrighty then. So yeah. Actually, no. That's a hit. You hit this thing.
Oh,
Which
wow.
which one are we
Wow.
attacking? The one on the east or west, left or right?
I'll take the one that's already hexed.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh. I might need you to move up a little bit to get a bit of a clearer shot at it. You might need to step past
Because I'm through an
Lady
ally.
Aethera. Yeah, because you're right back over there. So either you hit the one on the right, which hasn't been hit yet, or you're not gonna be able to even hit the other one from where you are.
Okay. Well, I'll move up 20 feet. That's a bit of a more clearer sort of shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll shoot the one that's already looking a little bit sad.
Oh. Yeah, that's that'll give you a clear shot. Take a shot. 8 hits. So give us that damage. Oi, look at that.
13.
Describe your kill.
So Thrash is obviously, she sees this other barbarian and instantly she's like, right, I've got to show this dude up. There's no way. I've been the strongest person this entire time. There's no way someone else is showing up and making me look bad. So she takes out her crossbow and she sort of aims it, does the whole squinty eye thing, and then looses the thing and just gets it smack bang in the middle.
Does she say that out loud?
Satisfying.
Probably.
Yeah, she's literally gonna say, like, there's no way you're turning up and making me look bad, and then she's gonna shoot it.
All right.
Hey Grace, I hate to break
Yeah.
it to Thrash, but she hasn't been the strongest one all along. What's your strength
She
score?
thinks she's the strongest one.
18? Strength
thinks she's
18,
the-
right?
She thinks she's the strongest one here.
But
it's
strength-
irrelevant to her whether she
17,
is or not.
actually.
17. Oh, you haven't even got
Yeah.
a +4 modifier. Serathal was
out.
way
Get out.
stronger than Thrash.
To be fair,
Serathal is dead.
he wasn't strong
Serathal
enough
is
to
dead.
survive
Is he though?
that fall.
Well, I think
That's
he is.
constitution, not strength, Sven.
Well,
but
he
yeah.
didn't have the strength of character to not die, so
I know.
I think that should count to something.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
We're having fun.
but yeah,
Yeah.
Thrash
Apparently-
thinks that she's the strongest person in the campaign, so she shoots the slime and she looks at that barbarian after she's shot it and it's dead. She looks at the barbarian straight in the eye and she's like, "I did that. You're welcome," and then goes back to the fight.
How does this barbarian react to that? You just see this crossbow bolt just take this thing out, splatter it up against the wall.
He's already reeling around to the one behind him that burns his leg, so he's not paying attention.
All right, we go to the top of round 2. Let's add someone else to the combat tracker. Add to combat tracker with an initiative of 20. Now, a couple of things. Mark, your character is currently restrained and prone.
Yes. So restrained, does that mean I can't move, or does that mean I can't do things?
So restrained means you can't take any actions or bonus actions. And I'm going to rule also, obviously, this huge slab of stone is on top of you. You can't move at the moment. The only thing I will allow you to do, if you want to, is make an attempt at moving this stone.
Okay then. I'm not as good at this as I used to be. What do we want? Athletics check?
Yeah, we're gonna need an athletics check. Absolutely.
I don't think I have any magic that will suit this purpose. So athletics check. Here we go. Nah. 4.
Not quite enough, unfortunately. You sort of this
somebody.
it's sort of pushing the air out of your lungs, and you just can't quite muster enough strength to push this thing off. You guys see this,
Somebody.
and I'm gonna say that's low enough. You take. I'm gonna roll a d4 here. Oh, only 1 point. You're gonna take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. You try and lift this thing, but it presses down on top of you. Lady Aethera. One of these creatures is dead. One of them's still alive. A man is trapped underneath some rubble. What do you want to do? There's a dog barking in the corner.
I'm
Do I
gonna
get to
use
go
my.
for it?
Nah, keep down there, Chachi.
Did I not roll behind him there?
I think you did.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry, yeah, you're right.
I can take a step back, little girl.
How's your axe looking there, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look back at the fur block caught under the rocks and be like, hold on, mate, hold on. But look, I'm gonna fucking get you to in a second. Just give that dog a fucking chill potion. I'll cut its head off next, and then I'm gonna unsheath my hand axe from behind my back, and then just have a crack at this thing with my hand axe.
All right, have a crack at this thing with your hand axe.
Oh, for an 11 hit.
11, yeah, that's a hit.
Alright, and you know what? Let's be gross. Let's pump a divine smite into this.
Grace just tweaked.
For 11 plus 2 raging, that's 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. What does this look like, this what you're doing?
So like I unsheath a little like really small like hand axe from somewhere behind his back, and then like he kind of like drops it back and goes like a big uppercut, and as he's kind of going through the motion, you see it like kind of glow this like white kind of hot color. He starts up like there's an upwards like uppercut carved through this thing with his axe, his little hand axe.
So 13. 13 did you say?
Yeah, 13 damage. Yeah. That's a radiant if that matters.
All right, and you sort of bring your axe up, and you see like some of it just like splat up against the ceiling of this like 10-foot high cavern, and you can see the same thing. You can see like your hand axe starting to corrode. Like... All right, now it's Aethera's turn.
bonus action puts my hex curse on this one,
All right.
which I can do as a bonus action, and then Eldritch Blast. Yut. For a 23 to hit.
For a 23 to hit, yes. This is going to surprise you, but that is actually a hit.
Yeah, nice. For, was that 9 damage plus 4 for 13 damage?
13 points
Force.
of damage. Solid hit, and more of it sort of sprays off up against the wall behind it. Sort of dries out and just sort of sloughs off the wall onto the ground. Anything else you want to do? Bonus action? You want to move? You want to just run off into the darkness on your own?
Back it up again.
Oh, that's not fun. All right.
Keep it spicy, you know.
It's this creature's turn. It's not particularly intelligent. It's just going to do what it does. It's going to take another attack. Not with a flanking bonus, since its friend is dead. It's like, Gary, no, he had kids, and it lashes out at you again with an 18 to hit, which is going to be a hit for 5 points of bludgeoning and 6 points of acid damage as it just whips you right in the crotch. Whack! It'd almost be fun if it didn't hit you so hard. End of its turn.
That
Thrash.
game is never fun. That game is never fun.
It's always
Ever.
fun. It's fun if you win.
No, there's no winning
Okay.
that game.
So,
And I will say, Toby, it hits you there, and the buckle on your belt sort of like corrodes away, and your pants fall down, so you're standing there pantsless. Yeah, that's what you see. Thrash, you're up.
Sweet. So feeling once again like she is the strongest person in the room after seeing this dude totally lose his pants to a slime. She's going to once again hit the thing again.
Let's all be fair. It's not the first time Toby's lost his pants to a slime.
So that's a nat 20, so that is a 26.
All right, tell me how you kill this thing.
Sweet. So once again, Thrash is just gonna aim her crossbow, and now knowing that this dude is like fully concentrated, she's gonna be like, I killed that other thing, and now I'm going to kill this thing for you again because I'm the best, and then she's going to kill it.
Right.
And it does. And combat comes to a close. I will be right back. Why don't you guys do a little bit of roleplay for all the viewers and listeners at home? Okay, you've just killed these two things. You found these two people. One of them's still trapped beneath a stone. What do you do?
I'm struggling to breathe.
Yeah, first off, I'm going to go up to this. Still ignoring the fucking people behind. I'm going to give like a over-the-shoulder glance to make sure you're not threatening. And once I see that, I'm going to walk over to my little furbolg friend here, and I'm going to.
I'll do like a
lift the
fuck
rock.
like a fake pump at you. Like, oh.
Hoik my pants up and then get a little leather strap and tie my pants back up again there first, and then I'm gonna get into a 6 squat and try and lift this rock off you. For a 23, I'm gonna guess a 23 does it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think we might be
Just-
alright.
Benefit of the doubt there. I'm just
Oh.
pick it up and just slam it to the ground. Sort of half help you and just yank you up to your feet as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
Right.
hey, and like the furbolg will kind of like stoop down real low because he's like way taller than the dog, and just like pat it around the face and just be like, "Good boy, Bark. Good boy. You be quiet now. Shh. Good boy, Bark."
Did you call your dog Bark?
I said what I said.
What did I miss?
Nothing much. Yeah. So
The,
sort of just seeing. Sorry.
No, you're right. You go on. I was just going to say, sort of once those two things sort of like are dead and dealt with, they sort of like they like dry out and they're just sort of like a stain on the floor. This dog sort of pads past you, Lady Aethera, and just makes its way straight over to the guy that's trapped underneath this rock, and it sort of starts licking his face. It's like, what do you do?
Well, we just kind of improv'd without that Toby come and lifted the rock off me with a 23.
Okay, yep, that's enough.
Yep, and then we've he's picked me up, and I've gone and given Bark a bit of a pat and told him he's a good boy, and that's where we were at when you got back.
You're sort of kneeling next to this dog, and it's like licking you, and you're giving it a big old hug. What do the rest of you do?
Yep.
I'm gonna look at the ground. Is this area filling up with water as well?
Yeah, there's sort of like a thin layer of water at this point. It's only like a mil or two thick, and some points of the ground are still sort of dry. It's just like the lower parts are sort of very slowly.
So I'm just gonna be. I'm gonna assume you guys were a part of the recent cave-in experience.
Yeah, that'd be why I was stuck under a rock.
Okay.
Instant classic.
There's a tunnel. Sorry?
Instant classic character, this one.
There's a tunnel back this way that we haven't looked down because your dog came to get us to come help you. But if we want to get out of here, maybe we work together.
I think that's a good idea.
Jim just steps up behind you, Lady Aethera, pulls on your...
I'm like, fuck!
On your robes. I totally forgot to add myself to the combat tracker there, old chap, but...
That's alright.
Are you sure... are you sure we can trust these people? We don't even know them. We just found them here.
Yeah, well, what are we going to do? Just duke it out and then whoever survives just goes by themselves and to get killed off? Like, that's just silly.
Well, I mean...
We'll do that after we're safe.
Maybe we should start with a few introductions. That's all I'm saying. And he steps past you, Lady Aethera, and he walks up right into the middle of this group of people, and he holds his hand out. And like, nice to meet you. I'm Jim Jar. I've been stuck down here for a while. Who are you?
Oh, hi, Jim Jar. My name's Patch.
Oh, I can already tell that you and I are going to be fast friends. What about you, big man? Who are you?
Yeah, alright, mate. My name's Korax.
Alright. Korax?
And then Bark just goes...
Alright. And who's this? Who do you call him? Bark?
This is Bark.
And
he likes to chew on tree bark, so he's called Bark.
Jim Jar sort of turns back towards you, Lady Aethera, and he gives you the universal sign of like crazy.
You're crazy.
No, I mean, don't worry about it.
I mean, he is.
What are you doing down here? I can tell by the look of both of you that you don't belong down here. Jim Jar turns towards you, Lady Aethera, and he sort of leans in to whisper something to you. Do you lean down?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. He sort of whispers in your ear. He's like, I bet you a gold piece they're escaped from a lunatic asylum.
I'll actually take that gold piece bet that they aren't from an insane asylum.
Alright. Yeah, sorry, you were saying?
I'm here looking for my friend, and Korax is my guide, helping me. But I just hope he's not dead already.
You know, this is a really bad place to be looking for friends.
Have you seen someone wearing armor like this one?
Yeah, one of our companions who's just died had an armor set very similar.
No.
Sarathel's dead?
Yeah, he perished in combat.
Oh my god, why would you just come out straight like that? Sort of seeing Aethera do that, she turns around and glares at Aethera
What?
and
How
sort
are you
of
going to
looks at the
sugarcoat it?
bird, flips her the bird, and then walks up to Patch and pulls out from her backpack Serathel's loot and gives it to Patch and says, "Look, I didn't know him very well, but he fought valiantly. Not that I was there to see it, but from what I've heard, he was a great soldier and a very valuable member to this team." And Thrash just sort of like pats him on the back. Is like, "I know what it's like to lose comrades, and it's
Thank
difficult."
you, pretty cat lady.
Isn't that the loot that you broke of his as well?
What?
No, it was an accident. It was accidentally intentional.
You're right, mate. You're right. Don't cry now. Come on.
I said I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
I said sorry. If that makes you feel any better.
I'm sure you didn't mean it.
I think she did.
That's enough out of you. Thank you.
I don't.
And she
I
sort of
don't.
turns back.
I don't like that one. And he points at Athera.
I just tell the truth.
I don't think any of us do, but we sort of put up with her because she does this weird witchy weird stuff. Anyway, look, we sort of need to collaborate and get out of this cave because I would really like to not die.
Well,
So
yeah. So I have to do whatever it was Sarathel was trying to do. If he was dead, that's my job now. So what was going on?
he was trying to leave. We're all trying to leave.
Oh well, that's correct. We can just go back the way we came, yeah.
Not quite, mate. And I'll point to the caved in behind him.
Oh,
Korax, have you been in the
Okay.
Underdark often? Or is this your first time?
Been here once or twice, yeah. About yourself, are you from that city with all the one with the real extravagant name? That drow city?
No. I'm from the surface.
Sure about that?
Very sure. From Waterdeep.
As you guys are talking, you can see those dry patches that were on the ground, sort of like the high ground, just starting to get covered and disappear, just very slowly.
We should probably go. This place is flooding.
okay. Let's go.
Oh, before we go, introductions were fun and all, says Jimjar, and he turns back towards you, Lady Athera, and he gives you like a wink. So, we should all say where we came from. I came from Blingdenstone. The cat lady came from... Where did you come from again?
Redacted.
She came from a place called Redacted. The lady came from, I don't know, the darkness or something like that. Where'd you come from again?
No, just
You said-
Waterdeep.
Oh, just Waterdeep, right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know that place. And you came from, and he points towards you, Patch.
I'm from Talgayan.
And that's sort of like, it's like a home for people or something like that, right? Like a home for special people.
It's a far off land. It's where Sarathel was from.
Right.
We grew up there together.
Okay. Alright, and Jimsha
It's a lovely place.
turns back towards you, Lady Thera, and sort of leans in towards you again, and you bend down, and he's like, I think we should call that one a draw.
Pay up. Gold piece.
Well, no, let's just sit on that one. We'll sit on that one.
You
It
said,
could still
you
be,
said
but
one gold piece if they were both from an insane asylum and one is not, so pay up.
all right. So what if I told you I don't really have a gold piece right now, but I'm good for the money?
I'll say break your finger in front of me.
What now?
Well, you don't have the gold, so then traditionally, like thieves and stuff would break or take a finger. But I don't want to take your finger, so just break one of your fingers.
Never heard of that. Anyway, I think we should move on. It's starting to flood. You, and he points towards you, Korax. He's like, I really like you. You seem like a really nice guy. And he steps over towards you a little bit further. We should get going. Yes.
I'm just gonna get out my spellbook and write. So when Jim Jar owes me a gold piece or a finger, and then circle it, underlined it. Jim Jar, I collect my debts.
Get the names of the two girls at the back. What you two got going
on? My name's Lady Athera. Pleasure.
Oh, lady. Yeah, and your feline friend.
She's a feline, yes. She doesn't have any friends. She breaks people's loots for no reason.
Thanks for the backstory, mate.
Excuse you.
More going for a name.
Yeah, well... Thrash. You can just call me Thrash. And as for the loot, I meant it as a joke, and then he died. So... It's still kind of funny. But not anymore, because he's dead.
No, he would have found that funny later.
He did. He thought it was funny. He thought it was really funny. For the record.
Give me a deception check.
Am I opposing that with insight?
If you want to. Sure.
Yeah, I'm not terrible at this. Oh, natural 20.
I got a 22.
Oh,
I got a
24 beats 22, unfortunately. Wow, you guys are rolling rocks. I love it. All right, I'm gonna let you guys decide how that pans out.
Look,
you won, so.
Patch is actually really trusting, though. He sees no reason for Thrash to be lying about this, and it's he knows Serathil well enough that given enough time, he would have found it hilarious. So, whether he had time to or not, the look I gave you before was just because I know better. But I don't think Patch does. I think, yeah.
Thrash isn't lying. She's just embellishing the truth. She's like, look, I did break his loot string. He would have found it funny, but now he's dead. So, you know.
So, yeah,
to be fair,
sorry about the loot and all, but water's rising, so let's move on.
I found it funny.
I agree.
Oh, you're not looking so
awesome.
good.
Let's go, please.
Hey, you're not looking so good, big guy. You right there? So you took a couple of big hits while I was standing there doing nothing.
Oh,
mate, it's a perks of being in a fight, isn't it?
Don't worry about him. And then I'll just pat him on the shoulder. Cure wounds.
Cure wounds.
Yes, level 1.
We've got 3 on the table there. I feel like I need to use one.
Oh, look at that. 10 hit points back.
We'll do it later. Alright, 10 hit points. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, what do you guys want to do? How do you want to proceed?
I think we get moving, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah, get cracking.
Yeah.
We're starting to rise, let's move on.
I'll be as close to the back of everything as possible.
Alright. I guess
and I'll have a quick word with Bark before we go and just be like, now make sure you keep quiet, buddy. You know how this goes. Now, as a druid, I have speech with Beast and Leaf, so I can communicate with him, but can't understand him unless I cast Speak with Animals, which I haven't, so I won't be able to hear him back, but he'll be able to understand what I'm telling him.
Yeah, he just sort of sits there and his tongue's like lolling and he's drooling a little bit, but he sort of just wags his tail a little bit as you talk to him.
Yeah, sweet. Okay, no, let's go. Be quiet now. Oh,
right.
Be quiet now.
Alright, so who wants to take the lead here? You're in there's sort of like an opening. It's a bit of an irregular cavern. 15 feet wide, 20 feet wide, something like that, but it's sort of, the way that you came sort of narrows down to a 5 foot wide corridor. Now you know when you passed it there was a corridor heading towards the west as well, but you were in such a hurry heading towards the northeast that you didn't really get a very good look at it.
Okay. Well, Thrash sizing up this barbarian, like she's gonna like stand up and sort of like try to appear taller than him, and then she's gonna instantly head for the front of the party and then just sort of glare at him as she walks past.
Healthy.
She's a barbarian. This is like she's meant to be scary.
gonna-
And
What does
She's gonna
Korax
give-
do?
as she like, yeah, she's like just giving him dagger eyes and give her like a as she walks past.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun. Love the new party dynamic. It's great.
All right. Okay, here we go. Thrash, you're heading to the head of the party. You make your way down that corridor towards where it branched off, towards the northeast and west, and you have a little bit of a look down that way, and I'll reveal to you what you can see. You can see another 5-foot wide corridor, and it continues for about 20 odd feet before you see it open up to what appears to be a man-made chamber of worked stone walls. Not very big. You can only see about 10-15 feet in there. And you've got dark vision, don't you, Thrash? Yeah, you do.
yes,
You can see there's like a thin layer of water on like these dark grey tiles, and you can see like there's water dripping from the ceiling, and all of the walls are covered in like this thick or like shimmering layer of like mold, like a wet layer of mold on the wall. What do you do?
Sort of. So it's like a dead end again.
Well, you can see it opens up to some type of artificial chamber there, but you can't sort of see what's beyond it. You can tell that it continues on towards the north and towards the south a little bit, but how far you can't tell from your position.
So Thrash is gonna start moving up, and then just sort of turn back, and she's like, "There's a chamber up there. I'm gonna need everyone to sort of be alert and be ready for a fight." And just sort of move up, and I'm gonna roll for stealth, purely just because I have a feeling this could be trapped. Not
Okay.
that would help.
So you're moving up ahead of the party. Give me a stealth roll.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh,
She's
Do you,
good
want
at
me,
this.
do you want me to come too? I can be kind of sneaky.
I got an 8. She did nothing.
Not great. And you're checking for traps as well, right?
Yeah, I'd like to check for traps too.
Okay, you can do that.
So that's perception.
Yes.
I got an 11. Also
11.
not great.
Okay, you don't see anything apart from a lot of like loose stone that appears to have collapsed in. Maybe it's been there for a while, or maybe it happened in the recent sort of activity. Not sure, but you can see it opens up into that cavern. That's pretty much all you see. Patch, are you stepping up behind Thrash?
Yes.
Alright. You feel Patch move up behind you. Do you want to have a look, or stealth, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll roll a stealth just to see where I'm at with it. 22.
20.
And then we're gonna have a look around for some traps as well. Is that what we're doing?
Yep, if you want to do that, you can.
13.
13. Okay, I'll take that into account. Thrash, you move up a little bit. You can see a little bit more of this chamber. I'll just reveal it to you. You can see that this is like a 15 by 15 foot wide chamber. Now, what you've been moving through up until now has been sort of like these natural caverns. But this is quite clearly artificial. How long it's been here, you can't tell. Like all of the walls, the tiles on the walls have everything, have been completely corroded by time and running water. So it's just like smooth and just covered in this like black mold.
Alright, so being that we just fought those oozy blob things, can I do some kind of nature check and investigate this mold and see if it's natural or something else.
I suppose you could, yeah.
Thank you. 12.
12. Okay. Just looks like a harmless mold to you. Quite clearly, this place has
It's
been
black mold. It's hardly harmless. but
quite
yeah,
moist
I get what you
for a
mean.
long time. Well, you know that kind of mold that you see growing on your shower if you leave the windows closed a lot.
Yeah,
Kinda
that stuff's really bad for you.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. It's kind of like that, but it's all over the walls and like all over the floor.
So-
the floor
so
is
just-
now inundated with a
Just
thin
don't
air.
breathe too deep while we're in here, guys. We'll be fine.
That's what you see.
Great.
Yeah. I'll just say as well, in any instance where I move forward like this and I don't bring Buck up with me, I've probably got him sort of used to sticking around Korax if I move up.
Okay.
You know, that may change as we go along, depending on who's around and who he gets to like,
All
depending
right.
on who's nice to the pup.
What do you want to do? He stays back there. He's still there with Korax. You sort of told him to hang back, so he's just hanging back at the moment.
What do you think, Thrash?
I'm gonna pull another crossbow bolt out of my belt, snap the front of the arrow up, and toss it in.
Aha!
You think I've learnt this now? I'm gonna keep doing this.
I've learnt this too. It's only going to work once. You throw your crossbow bolt in there, and it's just sort of like sploosh in the water and like clatters on the stone floor. That's all that happens.
Well, that was a waste of a perfectly good piece of ammunition.
See, that's what you think, but last time this worked. So,
Okay.
You know what? Why don't you just let me go in there? Because I mean, I like you. I'm gonna level with you. I think you're cool. But if I'm less squishy than you, so if I go in there, it's not gonna.
Okay. If you get hurt, I fix you.
Okay, so I'm just
Easy
gonna. Thrash
peasy.
is just gonna go into the room, and she's just very carefully. Yeah.
Alright, so you move into that room. You can see, again, this is a 15 by 15 foot wide sort of square chamber. What its purpose was, you can't tell. Because it's old. You don't know how long it's been down here or what the purpose of it was. But you can see towards the north, there is another 5 foot wide corridor of worked stone. And it continues for about 10 feet before it sort of curves on a 45-degree angle towards the northeast. Korax, did you pick up your torch? I'm assuming that you did. Because this whole area is just complete darkness.
I'm currently using Eyes of Night with him to share my 300 feet of dark vision.
Shut up.
I love Twilight.
Yeah, right. He should be good for another. I mean, how long do you think it's been since we first appeared?
Alright, your dog is blind and can't see anything.
Fuck.
I've also got dark vision like normally as well.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh well, then I probably
really?
wouldn't. I probably wouldn't have shared it with you. Then I'd save that for when
that's
we all
probably
needed to be able to see really far. Yeah.
Alright, your
What
dog can
are
see
you?
300 feet in the darkness then.
What am I or what's he?
What's he?
Nice.
Who knows, right?
You'll find out.
Big job, you just don't know.
How
Guys, sound off
Well-
in the chat.
How
What
bad.
what character classes do we have?
He's
Mod.
Talbarian.
All right, yeah. You see that chamber heading towards the north. You can see like a pile of bones in the northeastern sort of corner, but they're almost like completely corroded away, just covered in that mold as well, just black. I don't know if you've ever seen like when they open up a 1,000-year-old sarcophagus and it's just turned to like this black sludge. That's pretty much what you see.
Or just, like exist in a place that's flooded recently.
Or just exist in a place that's flooded recently. Exactly. It's just like this gross black sludge that's piled in the corner there. What do you want to do?
Or, living cans through wet season. I think we should mod. No, we're not going to eat the mold. It is not dragon fruit.
You won't know until you eat it.
I don't think we'll know much after eating it either. I think we should keep moving. Motion for the others to catch up.
What do you do?
Bark will, of course. Trundle along.
Drink of choice tonight, guys. Stella Artois. For all your inebriated needs. Okay, you guys move up there. You see that chamber? You see that 5-foot wide corridor towards the north? Alright. Thrash, you're moving up bravely. I'll carry over your perception check from before.
Damn it.
You make your way towards the north there. And you can see it opens up into a slightly wider chamber, maybe 15 foot wide or something like that, that you can see from where you are. And you can see lying on the floor, there's like, there appears to be like some skeletal remains and like a mace sort of lying on the floor and some coins scattered on the floor, and you sort of stop and you have a look, and that's when you notice they're not really lying on the floor, they're sort of like an inch above the floor. What do you do?
So instantly she stops and does not move a second further, and she sort of turns back and
About there.
whistles. Like, does that thing where she sort of, and she turns to Athera and she's like, "Oi, Athera, you do magic shit. What do you, shed some light on this, please?"
As you're talking, when you whistle, you look back towards this chamber and you can actually see floating like 6 feet above the ground or something like that. You see like what appears to be like a pair of disembodied eyeballs, and they like swivel around to look at you. And then you get a bit of a better view of what's going on here. You see,
Shouldn't have whistled.
I'll send it to the game log for everyone to be able to see here.
God, what is that? No.
Oh, give me 1 second. Yeah, there you are. It appears to be like an almost... Did that go to the game log? Can you guys see that?
Nope.
Yeah.
Come on, send it to the game log. Do it for me. Such great artwork. That.
There we go. Oh,
You can see an
wow.
almost like completely transparent sort of gelatin structure. It's like
Fucking gelatinous cube.
10 foot high, and you see like this pair of eyeballs like floating inside of it, as well as like that mace and some coins like that are sort of suspended in this like jelly like material. And those eyeballs like look at you and they sort of like blink. What do you do?
She's like, turns to Athera and she's like, well, that happened. I don't really know what to do here. Do you have any suggestions?
Noticing some trouble up ahead, I'm going to reach over and touch Korax on the corner. He has advantage on his next initiative roll.
Okay. How long does that last for? Just so I know.
Until he uses it or until I do it again.
Okay, that's fun.
I'm just going to lean in and be like, oh, neat. I put Hex on it and then shoot an Eldritch Blast at it.
Alright. So,
Straight up.
You make your way past Athera, and you start to cast your hex on it, and you hear a voice echo in your head. And as you hear this voice, you can see this transparent gelatin structure. It vibrates as you're hearing the voice, almost in sync with the voice that you hear in your head. And it's like, who are you?
And I kind of like just
You?
we just want to travel through and be on our merry way.
Mary. Why? And it sort of vibrates whenever you hear this voice in your head.
Yeah, like, do you want to consume me?
Consume. And you see the
Eat.
eyes move down towards like the stuff that's floating like at the bottom of it, and it looks back up and it's like, not anymore.
Why not?
And it's quiet for a second, and it starts vibrating again. It's like, I feel like it's wrong.
That is correct. Well, look, it depends. So, you know, are you consuming sentient people that like are saying not to, or is it just, you know, some animals that you need to sustain yourself? It's really a really deep, dark rabbit hole we can go down with the whole consumption thing. But look, we just want to get by and get out and continue on our way, and we can leave you to contemplate that whole dilemma.
I want to learn what you are. What are you?
I am an elf. I am a bit of a book nerd. I like cupcakes and tea. Especially
Okay.
fond of my mother's cooking.
King.
It's like a before you consume something, you like can heat it up and add things to it and to give it more flavor.
Oh. I would like to try this cooking.
Definitely. If you show us how to get out of this temple area, I'll cook you something.
Out. Huh. I've never been out. I woke up here. I remember darkness and feeding nothing until one time I dreamed. Do you dream?
Yes, I do dream. What do you dream about?
A voice. It says it awoke me. Says my name is... And the eyes sort of float around for a second as if it's looking for something. Glabakul.
Glabakul.
I don't know why, but it called to me, but I said no. It
What
felt
did it sound like?
wrong. It felt like bad. Do you dream of the voice? Does it call to you too?
No, I don't have a dream of a voice that calls to me.
Maybe there is a way out, but I can't remember. I feel like helping you is right.
That would be great. Can I call you Glab for short?
Glab. Yes. Are you my family?
No, but I can be your
Yes,
friend.
yes, no, sure, we can be family.
Oh,
Why not?
Is this out loud? I thought this was telepathical.
It is telepathic, yes.
Oh, sorry, never mind.
Does anyone else move into the room or anything like that? You see this this exchange sort of happening.
I'll move into the room purely because I see Athera just totally stood still, silent. And Thrash will sort of move in, like, slowly with her axe up. She's like,
No, put your axe down. Put your axe down.
Are you dead? Are you
You,
It's
you can
Glab.
see like
His
the
name's
two
Glab.
eyes swivel towards you, and it's like more family. You can hear
No,
that
just
in your head.
friends. Just friends.
I hear that in my head.
Let me just have a quick look and see how this actually functions to see if you can talk to more than one person at a time.
Gotta say, this is a really cool encounter, Sven.
Oh, yeah, you're
Yeah,
welcome.
it's awesome.
I'm just gonna rule that yes, it can. You can both hear that in your head now. Now that it's made eye contact with you, you can both hear that in your head. And you hold up your axe for a second, and it looks at your axe, and it's like, "What is that for?"
And sort of Thrash makes eye contact with Athera and sees that she's like not freaking out, so she puts her axe back. She's like, to protect myself, and then sort of puts her axe back and shows it that she's got nothing in her hands, and then puts it down and is just sort of looks at Athera as like, I'm gonna let you take the lead on this because I'm very confused and this makes no sense.
Does anyone want to make a check to see what this thing is, or anything along those lines? Or are you happy to just continue?
Planetless cube.
I'll wander
Yes,
on up.
you
as
know
well.
that.
And yeah, like I'll wander up and I'll. Would it be a nature check?
Yeah, I'll allow a nature check. That'll be fine. Why not?
17.
17. Let me have a quick look at this thing. I have a system for this. Yeah, that's more than enough. Yes. I'll give you a few pieces of information. So yes, this is in fact a gelatinous cube. However, gelatinous cubes are known to you as non-sentient, little more than hyperactive slimes, essentially. They act on a system of chemical reactions. They have no intellect. They don't talk to people. They're ambush predators, seen as though they're generally completely see-through. They just sit there and wait until something walks into it, and then they slowly digest it over time. So, yeah, that's what you know about that. What do you want to do? You can see sort of like this mace and these coins sort of like floating in this gelatinous material. Mod Bruce says you should kiss it. You should definitely do that. You want to do that?
No.
Kiss me. No, it doesn't say that. I want to make
Satisfaction.
babies with you. Family? No, it doesn't say that.
No.
Boy.
No, I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
It sort of looks towards you, its eyeballs swivel over towards you, Grace, and it looks at your axe that you just put away and it's like, use that to defend yourself. I have something too. And its eyeballs swivel and look down towards the mace, and you can see the mace sort of like slowly push towards the outside of the gelatinous cube, and it's sort of like with a wet like squelch, it falls free from the gelatinous cube and clatters on the ground. It's like, would you like this?
Yes. If you're not going to use it, I'll definitely have that. But it is very important to have something to protect yourself with. You know, you've always got to make sure you have a weapon, and Thrash just sort of like keeps eye contact with it as she like goes down to pick up the mace, and she does not take her eyes off it the entire time as she like sticks the mace in her backpack.
It's
She's just
extraordinarily unsettling. You just see like these it almost looks like two pairs of eyes just sort of like hovering in midair, and they look down towards you as you pick this thing up, and they sort of move down the gelatinous cube to be eye level with you, and then they sort of move up as you stand up. Yeah, and you have this sort of like, it's like a mace, and it has like this sort of intricate sort of thin like arching designs on it. Yeah.
I can identify that for you tomorrow.
yes. I'll leave a note.
I just need to, sleep and prepare different spells.
Yeah.
And the eyes just sort of hover there.
Well, aren't you a curious one? Hello there.
Hello.
I've never seen one of your kind that can talk before. You must be special.
Its eyes sort of dart down and towards the left, towards the right, and it looks back up at you, and it's like, I've never seen one like me. I've been here in the dark for as long as I remember.
That seems pretty normal. I'm happy for you that you can talk now, though, and that you're here. That means maybe now you can go places and learn things.
Learn? Yes. It looks at you, Patch, and it's like, can you teach me? Can I come with you?
I'm okay with this.
It's
What do you
sort
think,
of
guys?
slides up towards you, And it sort
New
of like
friend?
ripples and wobbles as it moves over towards you, and it's like, friend.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh god. Thrash just sort of, as the slime's approaching, she just sort of leans like to whisper to Patch, and she's like, "I don't think you understand. Like this is, like it's a lot of responsibility owning a pet like this. You got to bath it, and you got to feed it, and you've got to clean it, and you've got to walk it. And do you even know what that is? Look at it. It's huge. It's huge. It's scary, and it's got eyeballs.
Thrash.
That follow you everywhere."
Bark is a pet. I take care of him. I think I can handle our friend here because he can probably actually take care of himself. He just wants some friends and people to show him things. Or, I'm sorry, show him, her, it things.
And at this point, you guys notice that the water is now sort of ankle height.
We should probably keep moving, though.
Yes.
Its eyes swivel around, all the way around its body towards the north, and you can see there's a 5 foot wide. Oh, excuse me, too much beer. You see a 5 foot wide corridor. It heads for another 10 feet towards the north or something like that, and then it opens up into another sort of chamber, 10-15 foot wide or something like that you can see, and it's like, maybe that way, and its whole body sort of shivers as you hear that voice in your head.
Only one way to find out. Let's go, guys. We got a new friend, but we gotta keep moving.
So Thrash will just sort of let Patch and Bark and the new slime move up, and then she looks at Aethera. She's like, "I'm happy for this to remain here as long as it's peaceful, and I know me and you see the world in a very similar way, so can I trust that if things get dicey, we dice it?"
Yeah, probably.
Sweet. And Thrash just sort of like keeps moving up to the front of the party.
Have we legit just befriended an awakened gelatinous cube?
It sounds like it.
Have you just legit befriended a gelatinous away? Have you done that? I think you've done
This was a group effort. I was the third person to talk to it.
Should I go first? Or wait here? I
You go
know
first.
there's other... And its eyes sort of move around as if it's like looking for a word. And it's like... things here.
If you know what to look for and you can be safe, then yeah, you go ahead.
For
Don't
my
get
friends.
yeah, just don't go so far that you get in trouble and we can't catch up and help though. Like, watch out for trouble. We work
Is
together if it...
Trouble friend?
No, and if you see something that might hurt you or us, then you stop and we fight it together.
Fight. Ah,
Or you'll probably just consume it.
consume.
Consume the bad guys.
Which you tell when bad.
Yes.
Yes. And it starts, its eyes swivel around back towards the north again, and you can see it sort of like starts like slowly, like, I don't know how to describe it. You can see it's like gelatin on a plate. It sort of like squishes
Yeah.
down and then moves up, and then just sort of keeps like sliming its way along. And when it gets to that 5 foot wide corridor, because you can't see it with the token, but this thing is actually like 10 foot wide, you can see it hits that 5 foot wide corridor, and it just sort of presses itself in, and as it presses itself in, it gets like longer and thinner, and it's just like through that corridor.
That's unnatural.
What do you want to do?
Follow it, obviously.
All right, well, you know, it's in your hands. You are the players. You are the heroes of this story.
Everyone else moving up, or am I moving directly behind it?
You go behind it. I don't want to be anywhere near it.
I feel like Thrash has made a friend for life.
I do not. Thrash does not trust this thing. She's no, just no.
All right, so that 5 foot wide corridor towards the north, it continues on for another 10 or so feet, and it opens up to 15 foot by 20 foot wide chamber. Again, just bare grey sort of tiles covered in this black mold. I should put that one back on. The water's now just reaching just above your ankle height.
Alright, well, we should keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and yeah, your new most valuable party member, Glabagool, squeezes his way into another 5 foot wide corridor that continues for 65 feet towards the east. He sort of squeezes himself in there again and sort of elongates as he pushes himself in there, starts heading down the corridor.
Mm-hmm.
You can see like the whole corridor, when he's squeezing his way through there, it's completely it's like impassable.
Yeah.
Unless you were to walk straight into him. In fact, you have to like be careful as he's moving along, not to walk too fast, because he's almost completely opaque.
Yeah, right.
And he gets towards the end there, and the corridor sort of branches off towards the south. I'm just going to reveal that to you. And he stops at the corner, turns, and heads towards the south.
Alright. I'm gonna get to the corner before I move into the room and just see what we can see.
I'll tell you what you can see, and I will show you what you can see as well. So you can see in this room another artificially made chamber. It's 15 feet wide from north to south, and you can see it's segmented. There's 3 walls, each creating a 5 foot wide corridor from east to west. The tiles on the eastern wall have collapsed, exposing a natural cavern towards the east. And you sense that the water is sort of rushing off, or sort of rushing into this chamber from that natural cavern towards the east. And you know what? I think that's going to be a good spot to go for a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back,
Alright.
I guess you guys have a decision to make about which way you want to go. And I suppose find out what we're going to do with our brand new friend here, Glabagool, everyone's favourite
The operative word.
Stick with us for those people that are watching live. We will be back in a couple of minutes. If you just joined us, make sure you stick with us. Things are just starting to heat up now. If you're watching on YouTube, listening on Spotify, this will be the end of part 1. So we will see you very, very soon with the beginning of part 2 of episode 8. This is Out of the Abyss. We'll see you all again very soon.